Good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show that comes to you live here on Epic Radio. We are coming to you live from Hill Court Studios here in Freetown. And we're also live on our Facebook page, live on Slick TV as well. Stay with me for the rest of the next 2 hours. Of course, we have a lot for discuss this morning. Because this morning on we show, government will finally decide with KINGHO instead of Arise for the port and railway deal. Or for benefit more, this is something we will dig into deep and understand the circumstances behind this decision and the possible ramifications as well. But first things first, let's start with the morning message of motivation when Arise. One of the things that don't block the progress of a lot of people in life, now the phrase, what if? So every time they want to take a major decision, a major step in their life, or even tap into a new opportunity, the thing where they can at their mind, now what if? And that what if they sometimes can be a stumbling block to them. And it can be a barrier for them not take that major decision, that major step where they need, or even tap into a new opportunity where they just don't see. The what if factor is very, very heavy, and it can be a burden, it can be a pressure, and everybody when you want to take that decision. And so every time you are faced with that particular question, you need for consider. It's a serious question, but also think about what you could lose if you decide for what if cloud your judgment, or if you decide for what if stop you from doing what you really need to do. If you like the person and then you see him, then the first thing where they can in mind, instead of you tell and say I like him, now what if? Or you see an opportunity, instead of you take him, the first thing we can in mind, now what if? Or if you get chance for do something now and you want for do one, but the first thing we can in mind and the thing where they stop you from doing it, now what if? Then if you continue like that, and that's always they be an impediment to your growth, what till you get the phrase where you get for end up with now if I be no. And if I be known, I like the opposite of what if. So everybody way what if they be a factor for make it take a major decision. Then now if I be known, I get for left bank. And that's when once you don't reach that zone day, then it's gonna be a problem for you. If I be know I do this, if I be know I take that opportunity, if I be know I take that chance, if I be know I tell them, if I be know I avoid this. Because the tenor where you be no better, where you really for don't take action, the things that will be the phrase will be the hold you back now what if. So you probably get for end with have so don't allow yourself to be stopped by what if. Like I say, now a very serious question. Every time you want to do something, you get the what if factor. But once that question can in your mind, you also need for answer with other what ifs. So what if you not try? Ask yourself, Dandy, what if you pass this opportunity up? You go get another chance. What if you not do this now? Will you have another chance? What if that my last chance is for fix this? These are the questions the way you for answer the negative what if with. This is the Epic Morning Show. Stay with us.
Now one fine man come, he say he want him. He tell him mama say he don't see the man. Him mama tell him too much fine can bring trouble. He tell him mama say he go take him so. They marry, then they go na the place. The woman find out say he don't marry the devil. So remember waiting mama me tell him. So he begin sing, if I be no. If I be no, if I be no, if I be no, now in the left hand. If I be no, if I be no, if I be no, now in the left hand. If I be no, in the left
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
All right, today we will talk about our port and railway agreement day. We, of course, in the lead up to that agreement, it has been a disagreement between two companies, and then, of course, the government has been in the middle. You will say as referees, and finally the referee don't decide. So the battle for the railway and ports don't they go on for quite a long time because the railway and ports is money really, and it's an investment where anybody will control them. You get enormous amount of money you could save on transportation, but you could also make, of course, because other mining companies will be using it, or yourself go use them. It's the fastest way of transporting your raw materials to the Pepel ports, and something we KINGHO and other companies them like Arise as well know the value of it. So the draw has not been easy, and government don't finally decide and then decide for back KINGHO. KINGHO is a subsidiary of the KINGHO Energy Group, we're based in China, and so government on decide for go with KINGHO, and the fight and lobbying government and within the media as well and in the media as well has been very, very brutal over the last 8 or 9 months, you could say. But here we are now. Finally, a decision has been made, and of course, you've had public relation warfare, propaganda, and more in the media about who has the best deal or who has the best chance for Sierra Leone. But now government don't decide for go with the devil where they know instead of the angel where they know and they see it. So this morning we'll go discuss the intricacies surrounding this deal, what it mean for the country, would I get for benefits more, would I don't lost more. Stay with you. When we come next, I have with you Lawrence Williams, Marcus Bangre, and Daniel Power. All of them, one journalist, two activists. Stay with us. This is the Epic Morning Show. All right, don't forget BNB. BNB is the best cash app now where you go use for send money and receive money anywhere now you dey at the wall, and it's so easy because you can even dey within the convenience of you home. Just relax and download the BNB cash app now, the Google Play Store. If you're an iPhone user, just go to the App Store as well and download the app and do your transaction now. Now December they come, so you don't want any hassle to receive your money or your code from your loved ones abroad, or even if you want to send them something, it's so easy now with BNB. And don't forget, Fashion Fest is coming. Of course, December 2nd and 3rd. It's coming at the Monjasa Park. It's a display of everything beautiful, Sierra Leonean fashion to African fashion. And you get to see a lot of fashion stars really on display. Rising stars, including established brands, are all going to be out there at the Monjasa Park on the 2nd and 3rd of December. So be part of that. But that's not the only thing coming up, because this is going to be a December for you to remember, because Born Bash is back after a while. And for October, November, December, celebrate and wherever you day, you can celebrate your birthday. Turn up at the Beach Cafe on December 23, and let's enjoy that event. Cut cake with the celebrities you love. We want to share the same birthday, so a lot of people are going to be there, and you should be there too, and don't miss any chance to party. All right. Stay with you. If you just join me, let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we're going to delve right through in we conversation. All right, welcome back. This is Epic Morning Show. They come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And Edward, good morning.
Good morning, Jawad.
So finally, this draw between Arise and KINGHO don't finally come to an end. Government don't decide for go with KINGHO, and because for them, according to the explanation, they have better experience and a number of other factors. But what do you think now? I mean, how do you say this get for play out now in the future?
Well, me, I obviously expect this because since we President Biyo group at the Onga Summit, when he and the Chinese Vice President Han Zheng the meet up, and I be actually know so like this level actually boiled down because say KINGHO of itself now one of the top companies in China, so them coming down to Sierra Leone because it will like try to expand we mining sector. So when I follow up on the tweet on a tweet where President Biyo and Han Zheng begets, then discuss with regards to how China go before improve Sierra Leone mining sector. So I believe say that a huge impact where it obvious say Han Zheng try for talk with Mother Biyo, so like any it happens to be KINGHO coming into the scene, they go try for expand Sierra Leone mining sector. So seeing the press release from the Ministry of Mines and obviously the Honorable Mr. Mathieu of itself, I certainly should say them giving KINGHO this particular one, it's a limelight for me.
Okay, and this is also a very contentious decision. So of course, when the guys come, we go dig through that contention, then they around the issues. But clearly, the draw done long, and the fact that you could feel say it don't end now, I mean there's some respite now, and maybe the industry could go back and continue their work.
Yeah, the industry, like what you asked earlier, and what we will see in the future. Well, for me, what me believe in, since the government of itself, the top 5, they try to provide job employment, me could try for actually see KINGHO try to provide the required job for youth in the country. Despite KINGHO has been doing operation since 2021 from around the Port Local end, and them coming into the scene again, like I said earlier, Jawad, it could try to boost the economy. And we know the role we mine in the play towards an economy. Despite Sierra Leone this nature cost of itself, resource cost, but KINGHO coming into the scene, it will help the government in the top big 5 for where we get an increase in the 500,000 job we President Biyo try for project say in the next 5 years we'll get 500,000 jobs. So the future for me, KINGHO obviously going to provide, and they need to provide the required job for Sierra Leoneans. That's the key thing. Despite, like I said earlier, despite KINGHO,
there's going to be pressure on them now that if they don't get the deal now, there's going to be pressure on them for let them make up grounds, let them provide those jobs, let them provide those needed resources, because all eyes will be on them now. Because when two people don't fight for something, you end up get them. You don't get you go celebrate, but after that celebration now there is pressure of delivering.
Yeah, the expectation level high, obviously, because if you weigh them out of 10, because the competition be too hectic, like we get 2 sets of the media. One set of the media be the favor of KINGHO, and the other one be the fellow be also in favor of RI. So KINGHO coming into the KINGHO having this contract, it's obviously they need to provide, they need to actually ensure that we are the best, and us being given this particular project by the government, it simply means there's something need to be done, and there's a lot to be done, because NIB, the extractive industry, the government therefore really expect them for get something from them through their taxes or whatever thing we therefore pump in, but the expectation is going to be very high, and this no level because Arise therefore sitting at the corner now, they try for observe.
And Arise gets an establishment here that they are working on winner the special economic zone,
yeah,
and that is something we, of course, government we don't give them green light, and They be done, they show the progress where they done they make with that particular project day. So for them, this was going to be a test case of how much they can really do.
Yeah, I know say the test case go there, and the special economic recovery zone like we don't make entirely. Actually, they like it might be as a moxie to that of KINGHO. You know, say KINGHO they operate in a Pepel Town, and Pepel Town we know say down the years now, if we can track down history, Pepel Town don't get a significant contribution towards the mining sector in Sierra Leone. So it obvious say if KINGHO they don't get this particular project, Arise, despite go behind the scene. So what you need to understand, Jawad, is like Arise go behind the scene, they try to understudy the operations of KINGHO. Perhaps in the later part, perhaps 5 years or 10 years down from now, or whatever contract they don't get with the government, years to come. Arise go try for watch at some of the loopholes, perhaps where KINGHO go get for them back to sleeping. It's gonna be an unending battle.
Yeah. So you have the feeling that they might not just throw their towel in,
obviously,
and say.
Obviously, they obviously would, because we know it in the other mining sector get, and we know it in these companies they get from Sierra Leone. The extractive industry is very powerful. Now, a very powerful and significant end where people say like, if a country able to utilize that particular end, it boosts the economy, and it gets a lot of contribution for change, for transform with GDP and all other sectors we align with them. So it's obvious, I can tell you, Jawad, that Arise is not going to back down.
And so one of the things that I know we one of the companies have been raising with their operate around the axis there, Marampa mines, where they operate within the same axis, is that the concern them in get at some point now that when you get KINGHO report finally and the railway is that right now then they get a problem of access, and this is the thing. So you have a mining company where they control a railway corridor, where other mining companies then also depend on that same corridor there, and that is the problem as well. We in the long term, companies like Marampa don't they raise that we self want access to this. We know say that they are the controller, but we afraid say because we all basically na the same mining we do, they're not sabotage you in a way.
Yeah, so what me go try for just advice on this end? I think they need to have the round table talk. Negotiation is needed in FMB, and the big board I go select, for example, the big one and this. So despite my part don't exist for down the years now, negotiation is needed. I don't believe say sabotaging will happen unless otherwise, because we know wherever there is business, competition is obvious. So it go encouraging for Marampa and that of KINGHO get a round table talk, try to negotiate on how they will be on how they're going to use the railway, because we know say railway in not just on a mining rule, now a mining zone in us alone. The railway not to the like public transport,
and the railway, I mean the railway will get the specification really not for passenger and for just cargo, and then you move them through.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Like if you go like countries like then Ghana, then Guinea, then Nigeria, you might find passengers railway, but in Sierra Leone, railway just limits to the mining end. So KINGHO and also Marampa mining, I've listened around table talk. Despite all the mine at the same northern province, they actually need to get a round table talk. Negotiable. Any happy for be in negotiable, they might just forget a timing or perhaps how they'll be handling it, but it is negotiable, Jawad. So I don't think that this will be an issue unless if Marampa mining things say KINGHO really they bully them. But if for now, since things don't come on an earlier scene, they need to have a roundtable talk, negotiate, perhaps involve some key stakeholders, if possible, the Ministry of Mines, for the or the NMA, then come together, they negotiate and try to know how to be handling this thing. This don't need for blow out of proportion. It's a negotiable something.
All right, stay with me if you just join me. This is the Epic Morning Show. We'll be right back.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits, Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talent. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, our creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Yana Orange, we big symbols we customizing freedom. Now we glad for bring to you we new and sober offer. You inside this we one in town offer, you get the rights for pick the voice or data bundle where fits you lifestyle. Yes, now so it be. We dey make communication winner for you wondering. It no matter if you not posting we like long talk or posting we like for browse boku. You there for you. But tap all this, you get to run number SMS where you know they pay for. We don't add the match jipa this gladdy. You mean say better thing day for all man. Ladida they are for you. Dial *889# for begin.
Orange.
All right, welcome back. This is Epic Morning Show. We come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Good morning, Marcus.
Yeah, good morning.
So we've all been paying attention to this arising KINGHO draw. And regarding the port and rail, government finally made a decision for back KINGHO. What's your thoughts on how all of these unfold so far?
Well, a very, very interesting in the sense that it questioned the government in consistency and also certainty in doing business. I say so because me have been one of the strong advocates them as a civil society activist. We been a talk for KINGHO in January this year, where the government terminates the contract of KINGHO. So I look at and say, as somebody where they look at accountability, right? Look at transparency and accountability. I be really frown at that particular, which is that particular term. Because my knowledge we may get in law, you can't just terminate contract like that, understand? So, but the government thought and fit and wise say, therefore terminate the contract. It was done, then also then signed a new contract with Arise, right? The recent developments now that government say they terminate the contract again of Arise for KINGHO, right? On the rail and ports. So as a result of that, this does spark a lot of debates, a lot of argument to say, a lot of people frown at this particular deal because of the fact, say, how government all time they scare away investors. We don't know the impact of this, right? It gets a very negative impact to the country, especially like this time around. People say, "Hey, Marcus, you be the support Arise. You be the support KINGHO. Why you need to support KINGHO?" I say, I don't get a kind of loyalty to anybody, right? I work for the interest of the nation, which I say correct, right? I will support, and which I feel say not correct, I will level my criticism against them, right? So as a result of that, this particular contract, yeah, not good because we do look at liberalization rather than monopoly.
Well, the thing is, government in own case what they make is that, one, they did not terminate the Arise contract as everybody they say now that they may get condition them way being set in that contract. We, of course, shortly we'll hear it from the Attorney General, but they may get condition in that contract the way Arise being supposed for meet, but when they don't meet them, the contract they become invalid. It terminates itself, and that's one of just many cases. And the Minister of Mines as well pointed out that this is a case wherein Arise not show any presentation that they have any experience running a railway.
Well, me want to say this to me, like kind of fallacious presentation of material. Government get for defend themselves. So don't go find ways and means. Because we are talking about the same government, also a change of government, right? Which will be the argument way to them, their own thoughts, right? then decide to terminate a contract with KINGHO, understand? Then terminate the contract, right? And the arguments way that to the general be argue, to me, make no sense, you understand? Because in the first place, you can't terminate a contract where the contract in term no end. There were a few days or weeks to the end where you terminate, I come up with arguments there, which to me, no water, you understand? So in the same vein, it's the same person, not another person, you understand? And they talk, say, as a result of that, as a result of the fact, say, they don't meet certain conditions. And government, or even that to the general for no say, this country, no, they are individually, it is in the hands of Sierra Leoneans. A very, very sensitive or crucial contract or business of that nature, you understand? Why you not inform Sierra Leoneans? You know, say, a lot, and I also get an opposite view with that particular period. Most of my papers, the way I be the right at that particular time, you don't go believe, say, those papers were not even taken to the market. You understand? What transpire on the way is a big question, right? So as a result, it's not convincing. You understand? It rather make people frown and point ugly fingers at them. Okay, Lord assume, say, they're not able to meet certain conditions. Why in the first place, they're not be make an investigation in January for make sure, say, then people have to not be well experienced. They went ahead, you understand, do the thing. Now, recent development, a lot of things don't happen.
And let's just hear from the Minister of Mines, Julius Matai, in case we make as to why they reach this particular decision as a government.
Yeah, you can see very clearly that had Arise or the Ministry of Mines contacted me, I would have provided the same advice that I've given everybody here. As I've said, my job is to provide options and advice to the minister. It's the minister's prerogative to make use of those decisions, those information and options to make his decision. Okay? But I can tell you, as I mentioned during my presentation, since September, that's predating Arise's interest in the rail and port. Nobody has ever spoken to me, even when I was the Director General of the NMA, from Arise, as the investor who will normally come to the statutory institutions to gain information or to engage, because I do believe if you are putting your business plan together, the onus is on you to engage all the relevant statutory bodies. And also, again, as I mentioned, I was in this country, I was at the NMA, I was the Director of Mines, but I was not given the opportunity. Just like you've listened to the presentation, it's your prerogative to imbibe it and interpret it how you want to. And again, for those who will be surprised, in September last year, I have not spoken to anybody from Arise. Even when I was the Director General at NMA, I've never seen a presentation from them. As the Minister of Mines, they want to run a rail that is related to the mine, that basically exports one of our best commodities and one of the biggest contributors to our economy. Why would you want to leave that and then give it to somebody? As far as I know, I'm not talking about Arise Port and Logistics, but Arise IIP, again I repeat, that as far as I know, has not even run a toy train on the table. Okay? Koya, the industrial zone, is around here. The rail is right up there, not even on the map. I did a quick calculation. The shortest distance is to prepare, but you have to go through that creek, and nobody will bother. But any other way is between 42 kilometers to up to 198. So for me, I have to make decisions on behalf of the country and have to advise my colleagues based on what I know. As I speak, I have here the mine plan, the presentations, plan for KINGHO and Arise. Arise one was the business case is 10 pages. Spent 8 pages talking about Arise Port and Logistics, and half a page Arise IIP. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you are supposed to evaluate two companies, one that is running rail, spent $187 million, rehabilitated it, brought contractors running it. The iron ore, already, when the Minister of Finance read the supplementary budget in Parliament for the first 4 months, total export from this country was about $420 million. $369 million of that was from the mining sector, 87%. Then 262 million of that is from iron ore, 65%. Do you want to jeopardize that?
Okay, Dana, the former NMA boss, he's now the Minister of Mines, and one of the questions that we come out now that he was the National Mineral Agency boss at the time when government decide say let terminate KINGHO then contract and let we sign for Arise. And he said during the press conference that in advice we give at the time now that he advised government not for do that, not for terminate KINGHO contract and go to Arise. And he said as the minister now, this is his position, and that his position has not changed at all. So you mentioned something about inconsistency with government and decision around this issue.
Yes, in the first place, the man used the word prerogative. Prerogative is how you wish, which you want to be done. That by itself is dictatorial and questionable.
But also backed by evidence as well, we then also present.
Yes, which I try to say, I start with the word prerogative. Understand? He say now in prerogative that I question that in the first place. And secondly, they can.
No,
secondly,
I think in the context of prerogative, what he was basically saying that now in the advice he was as the NMA boss at the time, in the advice the minister, then it was the minister's prerogative now for take that advice day.
So does that mean he used malice for terminate the contract? He used malice for terminate the contract. Because if he say at that particular period, right, he was against that contract, and he was the NMA boss, and in fact, from where the also come, from when he become minister, they don't ever meet her, they don't ever discuss her. You get people that we talk to certain times, because this was an individual who be completely against Arise at that particular period, you understand? Then he become a minister, and we see how he exhibits himself. And there are allegations, say, this man gets a company, you understand? And this in company, right, a consultancy, you understand, to KINGHO. So that is a conflict of interest.
For the record, yes. That question was also raised, and in his defense, he said, in company not ever do any work with KINGHO or for KINGHO or any of your affiliates. So we must also mention his own side of it.
That's the own side of him, you understand? It's subject now to investigation, you understand, to ascertain the veracity of that, right? But what me want to say, that the fact say, the man also exposed government. Because if you get an enemy person, you understand, and you tell us, say, no, this particular contractor, so will not sign it, they will not go ahead and sign them. That means say, everybody is fighting for his own interest. Wait, detrimental for the state, my brother. Okay. You understand? Because if you look at the situation, he was there as an enemy boss. He advised governments. But you also get the likes of Attorney General, you get the likes of the Minister of Mines by then, you understand? They're not adhere to him. Then go ahead and do him. You understand? Now he don't become the minister, he don't use revenge, he don't use malice, you understand? Then they say people, the problem is, these guys are selfish and greedy. They are fighting for themselves rather than the nation. And these are things we not foresee go back.
If we put all of this way, we are also ignoring all the evidence we then put forward for, say, Arise at no point not show any form of capacity or capability for run a railway. You are also all ignoring that.
All that is questionable. I don't know if you do hear about the LEONE Bridge. I don't know if you do hear about the grants where the Chinese government, they give to this government for the construction of the LEONE Bridge. You understand? These are the issues. You understand? Now the issues and these will give rise for Arise to be relegated into this particular thing.
Let me hear from you, Daniel. What do you think about how all of this business don't play out?
Thank you very much, Mr. Jawad. Good morning, me, Fambuden at the radio land and the one that we watch we. I'm so sorry for come late. Like my brother been to say, you see some of we went as civil rights activists and human rights defenders. We went at the poor crusaders. Sometimes we can feel betrayed by our elected officials or politicians or duty bearers. Because in whatever arrangement you go into with international partners, the first thing we did in your mind, now how beneficial that engagement or that partnership could be in the interests of my grandpa within a Kubola. Not to within the kind of your pockets. And in all of the explanations where government officials, few government officials, they prefer towards this
Arise and KINGHO Buhara, for me, it's not only erroneous, but it also very deceptive to the people of this country. Why am I saying this?
Based on what?
You know, they ignore company or an investor where they can invest $1.2 billion for company where they can just few $1 million for invest. When you look at, in fact, now that make, sometimes we see and say, the president's in appointments then, some of the appointments then, they not serve them right. If a government official, they sit down, they talk, say, Arise IIP, not even get the capacity for operate a toy, rail at the table, it tells you how disingenuous those guys could be. Now, me no want to go na Guinea-Bissau or Gabon or the other countries that we say Arise IIP, they operate. But from what I read and what I hear from the one that we go there, the investment capacity, they even compare them to KINGHO in 10 years operations.
In Guinea-Bissau, for example, what was majorly on display now the experience in how to handle special economic zone them. And so one of the things that we government say now that it is better for them because they have experience more in that particular area for deal with that rather than the railway. Unfortunately,
KINGHO always done they operate this rail for take, the bauxite or the iron ore from the source of production to the pepper. If government want to be sincere with the people there and investors then, the investors with the president, they go LEONE for let them can invest in this country. If you want to be sincere with them, the first way for know, somebody within the mining sector, they make an administrator of the ports who say other mining companies they use for even export the same product with all the mine. Now also conflict of interest. You and I, you're a very intelligent journalist. Now sometimes the way you can ask questions and they always say, you get which. The reason is this. If you want to be very objective with all the other, mining companies, already I am aware there are 3 mining companies, which I know. One at CTC or Gerald, one at Marampa, and this KINGHO.
And Marampa already done the raise the alarm, say, then worry about access.
Exactly. In fact, few months from before now, there were hue and cry, not so, sir, from the community people say they road the poil. Why?
Because CTC they use the road instead of the rail.
The railway. So it's a government way proper oriented. The president are sorry for them. Government where they think about the ordinary people, the first way they take into consideration. Now the cry of the people. What in the benefit the lives of the people? For me, I will not go into the legal nitty-gritties of them. Because like I said, a proper crusade. Now what in the benefits? The laws are there to be changed with times and with development, how development they take place. So if you don't talk to this agreement, we went into this agreement, Arise IIP did not meet to their own part of the agreement, that does not mean that you go review. You're not subjected to termination. Because what benefits the people is what should be an overarching issue now.
But for answer that point, the way you don't bring that, if there is this contract and if Arise no meet you say that doesn't mean it should be terminated. Let's listen quickly to the AG, the Attorney General, because he spoke specifically on that point as to how the contract got terminated. And then we can discuss this further.
Please, I hope you will give me time for me
I will.
I did not see that there are conditions which Arise should fulfill. I says in the contract there are conditions that must be fulfilled, and in those conditions there has never been any indication from us to this day as I sit here to say we have not fulfilled those conditions. If you have opportunity to look at the Arises agreement that was signed with the government of Sierra Leone, you see I think 103 of that in that agreement speaks to certain conditions that the government should take to ensure the effectuality of the agreement, and it proceeded to another section to say if those conditions are not met, Arise, they have the option. They can either waive in writing, write to the government to waive those conditions and express and continue with the contract, or they don't. So the thing is, if you wrote to government, it means you are putting out there to say, forget about those conditions, let's continue with the contract. If you fail to write, you still intend to continue with the contract. And those conditions, they are term. They are an express fundamental term. If those terms are not met, the terms of the agreement, if they are not met, then it says both parties, the agreement terminates by mutual consent of those of the two parties. And the satisfaction date is the 9th of July. So up to the 9th of July to date, we as lawyers of government have not received or did not get any information from our clients, the line ministry, which is the Ministry of Mines, to say this is what they want to do. I'll give you a perspective. The SIZ that is going on in Songo, there are condition precedents again for government to satisfy, to ensure that they continue with that agreement. I'll tell you for several times I've been a party, I've been notified in writing, called to several meetings by Arise, asking government to take steps because they want to continue. For several times, I've been in a meeting with finance, lands, trade, and Arise. All the times they're asking questions, we want this to, there are timelines, there are dates, there are cutoff. But unlike the SEZ in Songo, for the rail and port, we've never received any notice from the clients to say they want to do A, B, C. Sierra Leone is a democratic country that believes in the rule of law, and we've been practicing it, and our record out there is good. Everybody has the right to go to court. A country where a government, we are ready for anything. To every beginning, there must be an end. We cannot suffocate or stifle anybody of exercising their rights. But what we are saying, there was an agreement entered into with Arise, but that agreement was not binding.
Okay, Dana, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, we just really laid out the point there that there was an agreement and the agreement was not binding. There were preconditions to the agreement, and when it was not met, it means the contract was terminated based on those points, and it terminates for himself freely. Does that answer some of those points that we be raised?
It doesn't answer my questions in entirety. What I say is, many a time, you see, I make they say government na kumbra. During President's enforced term, a lot of questioning been there about in fly one. He say, I fly because I want for clean or launder the image of the country at the international scene. And then secondly, I want for lure in investors for let them come. Now this investor don't come. For Christ's sake, for the, betterment of the ordinary person in life, why you not go give the investor the opportunity or even questioner as to why this and this and this they happen? If at all, the people that are within the sector, they want to be sincere with the people of this country. Why would I not go ask the people then? Why is it that you're being silent on this railway issue? Now the person will get the capacity and not come to you, but because you need them, why you not go question them? And quite apart from that, if the person say, because of already ala or disagreement in the sector amongst the players, when are the different mining companies, so this person, when they invest in the management or when they, oversee the management of this port, when are the corridor where we all they use, at the end of the day, they are not meeting to expectation. Which kind of expectation? One, that they exploit you so much. It's not like a way when I did a compound, now Johnny, now you want get meter, and everybody is feeding from that meter. Some people then don't be victims of their circumstances. Then the meter owner on a daily basis, the charge owner, where you know they pay nothing. So meaning, you get all the electrical appliances. Now out of your own subscription, they survive. This is the similar situation in such a context, in this context. When they say and say, the management of the port should be handled by an independent administrator, other than somebody being a sector player and at the same time managing the port for other sector players. For me and for many other Sierra Leoneans, right-thinking Sierra Leoneans, people with fair with their consciences in this country, go agree with me, say, if you make KINGHO an administrator of that corridor, there is every likelihood for him or for them to exploit other sector players. So what we are saying is, in fact, for transparency's sake, and that has been the recommendation from the IMF, that in all of this, there should be an independent administrator of this corridor so that the government go able to get exactly what's in due. But you not go come with somebody just because of. Okay. You see, I make with the talker. Our politicians are not fair with us. Our politicians are not fair with us. And whenever you take individual interest, you put on pantap national interest. Now, then can embarrassment and then they bring come to the president.
Yes, Jawad, no amount of expression will really convince Sierra Leoneans about the termination of a rise in contracts on the rail and ports in favor of LEONE, in the sense that the Attorney General was Attorney General prior to this time and at the time of the agreement signing, right? And now, one of the people that we put all the documents together, the provision sections and all incident, right? Even take into consideration, say, at the time we terminate LEONE, the contract, it was not even correct. It was wrong because when they terminate contract, you get elements then we take into consideration. Just like we
and for the record, several other people ask, what's in a condition they are specifically we arise no meet up. We make the contract terminate on itself and in agree show. And just show the number, but and agree for really show what's in the elements and was violated.
And that's very, very important. Is the Attorney General. He advised the President on legal issues. You understand? So as a result of that, in the first place, we enter into a contract. You understand? The parties and get certain things so they agree upon. Right? So first, you enter into contracts, the elements, understand? And you get this offer and acceptance.
We must also say, on our own side, we've not seen the contract yet. So we must be very guided in how we express we thoughts around that.
Of course, you may not know whether I have actually seen the last contract. I have seen KINGHO contract before it was terminated. You understand? And I have seen this one as well. You understand? But what's important, right? Now the fact say, the Attorney General, right? They talk, say, they terminate, the contract terminate itself and all that. You understand? Prior to this term, you're going to offer an acceptance. There was a consideration. You understand? They look at the issue of capacity. They assess. You understand? And due diligence was done by the government at that particular time. We therefore look at the issue of legality. You understand? And when they terminate contract now, you get certain things as well you take into consideration, right? You look at the issue of impossibility of performance. We probably try to raise that, but you get for give evidence to that. The NOTMAP, the Minister of Mines don't talk about geometrics and all that in there, you understand? Now, it need for calm until we say, we decide for do this. Let me say it's a fallacious presentation of materials.
The thing is, Arise themselves get the opportunity for come out and say some of them things that way the Minister of Mines puts this way or the AG puts this way is not correct.
Yes,
and
I agree
possibly
with you.
even if them feel so strongly about it, could take this further up to industrial court.
Yes, exactly.
And prove their point.
It is upon them.
If then really believe say then get a very strong case.
Yes, the onus be upon them.
Because there is a risk that everybody will involved in this argument, an emotional argument perhaps a lot of people they make, and not a legal argument.
But it can't be emotional. You understand? It can't be emotional. And also, when you look at various factors apart from legality, you understand? Because if we talk about legality, it's a total mess. You understand? I don't want to go into the question of legality. Because if the same government and the same Attorney General terminates a contract, you understand, with KINGHO, in fact, you don't even reach the time not be reached. So in the issue of legality, now just a way of bringing up argument for gain an advantage and for convincing our unions. You understand? But what's important are the fact that we they come from a different perspective. We as civil society, everybody know this country say we have raised issues of we don't raise a lot of concerns on issues of national interest. You understand? So looking at this particular one, it's not so much about us. It's about the country and the future generation. You understand? Now you look at the railway, the establishment of the railway. You understand? And which started around 1893. You understand? Then to the declaration of the Protectorate in 1896. You understand? And being that the gateway, you understand, it was very difficult. The means of transportation by then was through boats. They get seabeds. They call them seabeds. You understand? Or riverbeds, right? Where they carry goods through boats. So because the colonial administration realized there were raw materials that were needed in Europe. You understand? So as a result, they come with this thing so that the gateway will be open for that. And that brings the question of the 80s, where we talk about monopoly. You understand? Monopoly is wherein, a particular company owned by either an individual or a group of people, they take charge of a particular commodity. Now, you look at that place there, you talk something where I not be aware of. Say, CTC, they even use the road. Yes. Why? Because if KINGHO, where I believe say they pay $1.2 million to government for the use of that particular place there, then at the year round up, you understand, and they pay about 1.5, 1.6, which is too much. So they give rise for let people that misbehave. You understand? And when they misbehave, what did they happen? Instead of they use the rail because of the money, then they use the road. You understand?
And the road was not meant for that.
Not meant for that. We get tendency for destroy. Yes, you understand? And the infrastructure. So these are the things we take into consideration. What is government benefiting? You understand? At that particular time. And this, they go beyond this because it's talk about transportation. Right? The IMF gave an advice, you understand, about 1 or 2 years ago. You understand? The advice government say, government for take term and make sure say, then get an independent institution. Because another day, you understand, at the mine, you the mine, you understand, the media in charge of the road, right? What will happen? I'll go deprive the others, you understand? And the world is competitive, you understand? Perhaps you want to take a good, you go. So by so doing, it is scare away people. Now let's see how they take into consideration. Even legality sometimes can be questioned for the national interest of the people, you understand? Yes. So you look at this, you get customs and traditions. They may not be generally accepted, you understand? But it gets an effect in society for the good of all. So looking at this particular situation, we come from a different perspective. And I like waiting and they do so. We make a talk so. In January, you understand? Where the same Attorney General and others terminate the contract, they come up with argument. I was there. That what they did was wrong. You understand? And I thank God, right, this time around, also they in this argument, this time not on that termination of that contract, but on the termination of this contract. You see the route we they take. Okay. You see how they go.
It's important. Let's hear from our people here as well. They've been listening for a long time now, and maybe they might have their own viewpoints on this as well, and how all of it's don't play out so far. Good morning. Hello. Okay, 0799949993. Good morning. Hello.
Dauda Duaza.
Yes, we get you loud and clear now.
Yeah, thank you very much. Me waiting no more are glad about everything we don't explain today. This don't clear the air. A very big misunderstanding been done they go around. We've been making here about where they come. People be misunderstand say that railway today because they say they have been on poor railway now President Bio they bring railway all the goods and Nakairaho now Moyamba Bangura Chiefdom all they can meet we now Tabushi Amas na Kasada who they can get now at easy cheap cost, you know. But in the third and say not to that railway where the Wakana Kaila or Kenny Majaba or Bo or which side. I say now the mining area then no more. But baby argument I mean ago, so I'm glad you don't clear the air today.
Thank
That's
you.
not that kind of railway. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. 799949993. Let me hear from more people here on this particular issue. Let's go. Good morning.
Morning, aside from Central.
You're welcome.
You see, this morning, remember we brought up on this year. Just like I say just now. What you want to meet all that press briefing day. No, this minister, Master the Attorney General, they talk about condition precedent within the agreement. Journalists and they ask you, what can we know? What's in that condition precedent here with the people for don't do what they're not doing and decide to terminate this contract? This minister not agree. He said he gets to people when they move the contract with society or start to carry that. That is this the insincerity of leader then. When I do for you, and there no question because these are the very people who sign this contract with a rise initially. If they decide to get them, need an encounter, what excuse? I hear the Minister of Mines is because of the wagon there, they get for was there. But if you want to use it, I tell you say now you book it again for guy use. You will know whether I'm material again for use or equipment again for use the game.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And of course, conversation continue around that decision, whether it was right or whether it was wrong. But let me hear your thoughts on this. 079994993. Good morning. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, Java.
Bumper, go on.
Yeah, waiting me the try for look at. You see, healthy competition in any nation ain't good. I make Africa they go behind this monopoly. Because if other sectors behind that, other new sectors back, they operate and they help government for reduce unemployment. But they see this monopoly. It happen back now the ministry, but let this government not forget it. If other governments get for come, where the minister still get coming or neither thing the way they operate, they no go look at say na corruptive because this very minister na get institution where they approve Jawad. You know what they call na conflict of interest, selective justice. Now other than get interest over, and this nation don't go behind. We don't want to see them kind of way they be because what goes around comes around. This is we nation. If we not get healthy competition, we they monopolize everything. And they fear who side we want to take this big fight to.
Thank you very much. 79994993. Let me hear from a few more people here. 79994993 and get your thoughts. Good morning. Hello.
Brother Jawad, assalamu alaikum. What is Sulema in contract between government and Chinese? But what I was asking me panelists, I agree with them all too, my brother, who they argue with. This property, the railway and the port, na government property or na other group get them. Then qui say Sierra Leone na poor country. But my brother, Sierra Leone no poor, and then qui say Sierra Leone and get education. But professional education, I think na in hide from the one they will educate. Because you two panelists na didn't hear than they argue for. I tell you, thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Let me hear from more people here. 79994993. What do you think about government decision for back KINGHO instead of Arise in all of this? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad.
Yes, Namtak from Central.
Thank you, my brother. I'll tell you thank you for this program because definitely I would expect two programs for come up today. One, the mayor and councillors will take up their seat. I'll be expecting that they come up with. There with this Arise and this KINGHO. Me, honestly, I want to let you do you a favor as an investigative journalist. I know you very well. For let possibly going to then these authorities the way concerned, we do this agreement. May you go get an interview firsthand, then so that you can inform we the masses because most of it are speculation. We already Attorney General in statements, but if you have the watch, I not be too clear. Say for you get and clear. Like, you know, talk loud. Even I'll be watching live. So I want to do that favor. If you possibly go, get the first hand and can give a report. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's go. I mean, the good thing is almost the most important party them we've been really responsible for that were on the table. Minister of Transport was there. Minister of Mines was there. The Attorney General was there. Of course, all of this facilitated by the Minister of Information. So, let's see. Those are some of the most authoritative voices around this issue in government. Good morning.
Good morning, Paja. What are you doing?
Yes, sir, Mr. Rogers. You're welcome.
Yeah, this thing, the way they talk, people then they talk no more about things. They let them make who get good understanding. What they say, this everywhere, all things they don't come up now. They don't keep it, and they don't spend over $120-something million. We know that then people the people they would they talk about that money. They don't care about that money. Now only 1,200,000 for rent the place then they talk about. Secondly, if Arise one bring according to what you been the evidence in a passenger train and this and that, then if they don't make the rail before they hit then they come. But you will know but before. If really not that they bring the train the passenger train for that. I mean your contribution that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. I'm going to put through 2 more calls and then we'll come straight to we'll get them here. And good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad.
Yes, name. What's your call from?
Philip from Nigeria.
Philip, go on.
I want to through the line of one caller with say, let you do some investigation because for me, a lot is kept in secrecy. Most of this information is really shrouded. I don't really understand what you're going. Recently, what really spiked my mind are that we get beaucoup civil society organizations. We almost they take PR rule for Arise the intervention Australia. We don't really understand what's happening.
Well, even for KINGHO as well. It's not just for Arise. So for both
no,
companies.
I said recently.
For both companies.
It's been all over the media, all over propagating Arise. I'm not really against them, but for me, I'm not taking sides here. I just want for me to get a clear picture. We are not privy to the contract, the 2 contracts. With the government they say, with this they say, we don't know. But if you can be able to unearth some of this information, I think we will be properly be informed and we will know which side we will stand on. Thank you very much, Jawad, and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. We must say as well, both companies don't invest a lot in propaganda in the media regarding what they can offer. So that has also been on full display. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad. Malaika, I call from Sandwich.
Welcome, Malaika.
Well, actually, I want to take the point where some of your colleagues and they talk about where tell me say the government not consistent. Because if indeed somebody don't go into agreement, I believe so if I don't put all the points in the way you need for let una agree on something. And I've been listening the interview where one of the AYV journalists do to the CEO, the day they lost the program, where tell me say, in fact, if the government not been done meet, so all the agreements they're not for them that day for launch that program. So why not we not put up the agreement there when they talk say the company not meet up, you know? So this they tell me that maybe the government might be guilty to KINGHO mining for another lawsuit. So me on side and the was CEO. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, gentlemen, we've heard from the public, of course, different opinion around the whole subject and how it was handled. But how do you think we move forward from here, Daniel? Because in reality, as well, one of the things government will now have to deal with investor confidence. It's something we might be shaky at some point because investors need a stable environment, a predictable environment that they won't have a deal today and then tomorrow that deal be nullified, despite the legal or some of the argument that might not be so solid around the issues.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I want to tell me the callers and the viewers, Boku thank you because they contribute to national, development. As civil society, I think say posterity will judge me if I compromise or conflict my personal interest with that of national interest. I dey here today not because I get education, not because I sabi talk. I dey here because God used me for there for talk for and on behalf of their one day, with them voices not go be heard. So me dey here for actually pass or convey the voices of the ordinary man where they suffer to government or to duty bearers for let them take better decision for and on behalf of the vulnerable people. I know they are on anybody's salary. Nobody not give me money for that I can't talk to them. I dey here for talk on the merits where Arise go bring calm to this country. Firstly, the president in 5 big changes say he go provide 500,000 jobs for Sierra Leonean people. And as a government all over the world, government not to the highest employer, not the private sector, the investors, and international partners. So if governments don't lure Arise IIP, integrated industrial platform for let them can invest there, and the people then don't show interest, say, then they can provide the necessary job. In fact, now a big boost to the government if only they embrace it.
Well, but let's also be realistic. KINGHO as well, they provide jobs.
That is, in fact, my sitting here or my...
In fact, both companies don't promise jobs.
In fact, make I tell you this. The reason why I honor in an invitation now on the prelude that the muscle where Arise gets, you know, the comparison, now like a dream and die, or sleep and die, sorry. You know, the comparison. At this material time, as we talk now, Arise don't provide almost 34,000 jobs at this first phase. 34,000 jobs.
That is what they are promising when they done the special economic zone.
That is what I'm, yes. You understand me? Now, as we speak, 2,000 jobs have been given to the people. I want to let somebody from the other side tell me almost as KINGHO in full operation now, almost not the staff strength. I want to let somebody tell me that one day. Now, mediocre no more go compare the strength, both the financial strength and the expertise where Arise IIP gets, they compare them to that of the KINGHO.
The expertise for running rail is in question, though.
That is what I'm saying. You understand? Except if we want for turn salon to Chinese colony or the colony of China. Because we have seen them playing in the timber sector. We have seen them in the road construction sector. We have seen them in the mining sector. In fact, we have seen them in the marine sector, the Chinese. And in all of this, I say it with all authority that the Chinese remain to be the highest poachers of our waters. Now then they exploit with marine resources. The mineral resources, for we when they traverse the length and breadth of Sierra Leone, make I tell this to me family then, now the radio land and the one the way they watch we say, there are communities in the provinces when are forested areas. It is sad to note that you get Chinese man and then forest them, where they collude with few Sierra Leoneans for mine with gold and diamond and then forest there. You know they even see footpath. Somebody to work for good day.
And whilst that may be true,
I am coming.
I know, but there is a risk that we go use other people in own crime for make sure say, oh, because they don't do bad now, so this company not forget this.
That is what that make us say, except if we want for say,
and so
except if
so
we want
it's
for
like
say,
saying as
so
well.
if
I don't understand your point, but it's like saying as well, one Salomon don't do bad, so not forever allow another Salomon for open.
You know they use one brush. You know we use one brush for paint the entire world. That is not my point. Now make us say, except if we want to say Sierra Leone should become another Chinese colony. Why not give other sector players, other nationals? The opportunity.
The argument really is not about nationality, it's about competence.
Competence and strength, the financial muscle.
Okay.
We have seen, look, make I tell you, Jawad, now this salon we don't see Lebanese. I am not being, racial or tribalistic. We don't see Lebanese. We don't get even any iota of engineering, civil engineering or whatever. Yeah? But then they apply for engineering, for construct with infrastructure buildings there. Then they give them. Not to the individual, they look, not this, the expertise, the experts the way they come with, and the financial muscle we get for bringing come with their expert. A lot of people that we don't make we go there. There are a lot of people that we don't make with buildings there. You know, big infrastructures there. Not to foresee them get but then get the money for come with the expert there. And I am not saying that Arise hasn't the expertise, but questioning their ability or their capability or their competence at this particular time, it is also disingenuous to them. Until and unless.
And today is Monday, 2 days after that press conference, Arise could come forward now, then go come forward now and say all them questions they are waiting raise about we competence, we credibility as investors and all of that. All of them look with evidence for or even the contract, the way it's been terminated. Arise get the chance now for come forward and say, look with evidence we serve for sure say what they do to we unfair and we meet up to the expectation.
Koto Suleiman, they ask who owns the infrastructure, who owns the corridor. Koto Suleiman, while you know saying a government get them. Now would have for runner because government not a businessman or cannot be the best businessman. So we need an independent somebody for run the port for and on behalf of the government and the people of this country. So for answer your question head on, now the government of Sierra Leone get that port there. But what we they say is, Arise IIP not the only can with train where they convey the raw material, the mineral resources from the source of production to the port. They say that they also come with passenger rail. And interestingly, the passenger rail go cross even the borders of Sierra Leone for Guinea. And that tells you the economic benefits where you go. What I've been to talk about in the 18th century, how the rails, the 19th century, how the rails were very important to the people of this country in terms of economy, the boost we've been bringing into the economy. So what would they say? Give them people and the chance. Let it provide the necessary job. Let it provide the necessary, platform for let we compete.
Okay.
For let there be, the forex what they talk about, the foreign exchange, let it in abundance.
With all of this, Arise still get the chance for say, okay, we not get this rail, we are going to construct we own rail now some other parts of the country. The question becomes, why not this no more than forget?
Before I start the ball rolling on that, I just want to discuss something on China, Sierra Leone, but we get which they call political culture. The political culture of China is a socialist country. You understand? So whatever company way they out is strongly connected with the Chinese government. There is no way you go dissociate that. You understand? Because of the political culture, we get to do it socialism to a large extent. You say communism, right? Okay, you ask a very fine question in respect of why Arise no go for make their own rail. You understand? We talk about a contract. We talk about an agreement where they enter into. You understand? So, as a result of that, based on the which them predicate on that, you understand? That's with the discourse. Of course, I hold the view say, Arise, IIP say, then we'll expand the railway. That's the question. So the same railway, just like with the answer Pastor Suleiman say, the railway, it just turn like this with street here. Now government get them. Understand? So if the government get them, therefore give opportunity to any motor car for pass. Understand? As far as they do it legitimately. Right? So I think say Arise get the thoughts, say they will expand. That issue of expansion alone speaks for itself.
That expansion, it was predicated on an existing infrastructure on this port.
Existing, yes. Exactly, yes. That make I say, based on the agreement, you understand? All these two they talk so and which is self-termination, it predicated on that agreement. And that agreement therefore deal with the existing railway and ports, you understand, maybe they exist. Now they don't terminate that contract there. It's possible that they will give me a second thought.
Do you see them, for example, going say, let's challenge this to court, for example, an industrial court like where Marampa Mines been do?
Yeah, it gets a catch. You understand? Remember, say, Limco Queen University. You understand? Where government, they can suspend force, the students done for a very long period of time. This was a cabinet agreement, but will not be go through parliament. You understand? So just like this, it is a cabinet agreement by then. They signed the contract. Understand? It is subject to parliamentary approval. They not mean because of the elections and all that. And obviously, the situation immediately after election. You understand? So that's not been go through parliament yet, right? But it was a cabinet. But if the government at that time say cabinet agreement was not enough, you understand? And because the thing not been go parliament, then they raise the question with this particular agreement. So it's up to them. If me then are in shoes, just like you make something sensible, say, the onus is upon them now for come up front. Understand? Actually raise issues. Talk about the contract. Talk about the termination. Whether they agree or they not disagree. But the general for doing justice.
The picture with government don't paint about them is that they are not competent to run a railway.
Yes, they are not competent. But again, remember, I've been telling you about the elements of contract. You understand? I talk about offer and acceptance, capacity, legality, consideration. You understand? When you take that into consideration, we get due diligence as well. It is the onus stay upon the institution where they give. You understand? That offer there. You understand? For CC, then people also get capacity. That's the due diligence. You understand? Did they give consideration where Arise promise say they'll go add value, they'll go do something. Did they go through that? So if in fact, the Attorney General is supposed to resign. Because he was there with that agreement. He come verbatim and say a lot of things. You understand? And try for kill the other contract. You understand? Give life to this Arise contract. Then come back and turn.
Yeah, but government go also say decisions like that are not cast in stone. If they make her now, they could review and change their position later.
No, we talk about the issues then we don't make the country don't retrogress and progress. Because of the fact,
let's not forget the main character in all of this now, the Minister of Mines.
The Minister of Mines.
He was
General.
And of course, I'm not excusing the AG anyway as well.
Yes, okay.
So him being as the NMA boss, we advise government say, me una go with KINGHO, stick with KINGHO, don't sign the Arise deal. He say I advise that the government. He say government only seen the minister. Now be prerogative for listening and take that on board. He said he didn't do that. He said now when the Minister of Mines, they don't advise government and government don't backslide. And this could happen to other ministries as well, with other deals as well. So that question about consistency.
Anytime you bring that question there, you mention the Minister of Mines in disagreement at that time. You understand? It's like it is a true spanner. At the wheel.
And the Minister of Mines, then NMA, and then at the technical and professional wing of the government when it comes to minerals and decisions like this.
Yes. Now you take into consideration many things at that time where they accept into in volition. You understand? If he's sober-minded enough, you elect this country, you give an advice, the government will take her. If I am in his shoes, I resign for that.
I will make a statement.
I resign for that.
I mean,
it happened.
In reality, you talk about political culture. Is that really our political culture?
Make a statement.
No, that is our political culture.
For the public officials to resign?
It ought to be done.
It ought to be, and
you understand?
It
ought to be done.
Things.
Yes, but the issue is, you get people away the do them. Me own shoes, because it's not a rule.
Not true, but
it's not a rule.
You have to be realistic and look at political culture.
That's make me say.
In fact, the Minister of Mines at the time, when in be the NMA boss, not come out publicly and tell this nation, say, this is something he has advised against. He is now only saying this now. So say he been disagree.
These are all excuses. That because anytime we talk, we mention a name. It's like throwing spanner on the wheel. You understand? Because he was there. It's a deception, a disservice to this nation. You understand? And he's no respecter of.
No, but that aside as well.
Yes.
I mean, his character aside as well, but let's not also forget the technical details around all
this I try to tell you. Technical details, you understand? It is not a rule. You understand? China is a rule. You understand? The socialism is a rule. We not a rule. You understand? It's not a rule at all. You understand? It's just based on integrity. And this man, at the camp, right, say, he give advice to government. You understand? It's like exposing the government and also failing to show integrity. Because if I were in his shoes, you understand? Mind you, say it's not a political culture. Because not an established principle. You get a political culture, you get a political socialization. You understand? Right? In this situation, right, if me be in his shoe, you understand? I for resign. Because government won't take to me. Because I say it's dangerous for the nation. But you don't do that.
In reality, governments get a lot of advice and whether or not they take from different ministers or MDAs on several things.
Yes.
So if you have every one of them resigning just because government not take the decision on board, then we could have an empty cabinet.
No, we couldn't. You understand? Easy, mind you, not to be minister by then.
And he mentioned
a technical, a professional.
Boss, not be a cabinet meeting, so you not get any hands.
Yes, a professional, right? Yeah. Government take a decision at that particular time. Understand? Bring them out to the people. And make us say, then tell us where they happen. Not so we owe them as an individual because you are appointed at a particular position. Because at the end of the day tomorrow, all the fingers will be pointed at you. Now look at a lot of revelations where they come on. Though you question her in the sense that you say the man talks to so it be. Then I was one caller mentioned something, right? They say, we know they talk about the money we then spend. You understand? KINGHO say they spend that money. But Lord, take something into consideration. Before KINGHO take over, it was not like as it was left. You understand? You will get the African minerals. Sometimes you don't know that.
After
You understand?
African
African minerals, we don't put her in good position. When they come, now they take over African minerals. Even the deposits of iron ore will be left. You understand? Now then ship and then do everything. So the railway, you understand?
Thank you very much. I'm afraid we don't run out of time.
Just
very badly.
few seconds. You were about to give me, a few seconds.
Yes.
You see, sometimes when they talk about sincerity,
we need to also move forward now. I mean, this decision most likely is not going to change. Now, KINGHO don't keep her now. What do you expect from them?
Government can change at any time because government change.
You were talking about
for now.
Protecting positions in appointment. What I want to say is, you see, there is a gentleman by the name of Solomon Jamigo, Esquire. After the August 10, he make a statement, and an audio, he issue him out. There were a lot of backlash because of that in audio day. But the president being somebody who has the wisdom, he analyzed that audio day, and not Sakam, today, na press secretary to the president. So what did they say? He said integrity is, now make me boss can say, he said Fred hacker and left bad name. Now hacker is for Fred. Not Fred bad name, now hacker. Me, I want let the president know say, if you want to accomplish in 5 big changes in the field salon, job creation, one of the things that wait for embrace, now arise RIP, then railway management.
Well, the thing is,
I am coming. I am making a point.
Case as
you understand?
Arise are angels in all
because
of this
they have the capacity.
No,
they have the capacity. So somebody when they invest $1.2 billion, they compare them to somebody when they spend 100 million. I mean, in fact, they will say now erroneous.
Well,
so what they say
how do we move forward now?
Our movement in forward is for the government, the president, to still see reasons to terminate or to actually disagree what this minister of mines is portraying.
Well,
for me,
cabinet have agreed now on that.
No. Cabinet agree. Agree. What would they say? Look, the voice of the people. Look, we voice the supreme.
Okay.
You don't understand? What did they benefit the people then? I want to know say.
So what's the way forward? I need to also mention. The people.
Matai interest now.
Like I say, I need to also mention why they talk about the people.
It don't embarrass the president.
The people of Kamasondo and people as well within the corridor as well have also expressed interest in support of.
Is just an infinitesimal.
No, I've also expressed interest for Leon Rock as well. Yes. Continue with the deal. So, in the interest of the people. But how do we move forward now, Marcus?
How do we move forward? The issue of monopoly don't make Sierra Leone move forward. Midday in for liberalization. That particular place not for be left in the hands of one company. Let them liberalize that. I'm not saying make KINGHO not get to or let this not get to, understand? But let them liberalize them. And anybody when they think about liberalization, it they give rise, what they talk about competitiveness. That is, they lead to healthy competition. And when lead to healthy competition, workers will be well paid. But if like one day, if you say now 1 million you pay, now 1 million you pay. But if you get another company, you understand, other people don't go goodie, you understand? So as a result of that, the country think for liberalization rather than monopoly.
Yeah, the problem with liberalization in this context, especially when it comes to big economic infrastructure, now that if investor want for, take with airport for example, investor say, when I give me this airport, like expand them, and then we sign a deal with them for decades, because in the hope say inside that decades now they will pull in money. And so if you say, no, let us liberalize and everybody can put in money, with business people and then want win and then one get them, they invest, then pull the money, and then they give government.
That can always lead to that can always lead to exploitation of the people.
I know. I just this. So, now the case number just
in
the
this
layout.
situation, it didn't work. You understand? If you talk, say, we're an individual. Just look at schools. Those schools we have. You get some private school, you get, which is if you understand, you get some schools there, they need to grow. You get certain institutions, they need to grow because you just get one person. You understand? We get them absolutely. Okay. But when you open it, you get a board. Look, check the schools that we not get board. Then schools that they develop.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Then also in the airport you were talking about.
Thank you very much.
Airport, yeah.
I know
if
we cannot.
Coming, there are other places in the provinces that they can operate in.
Thank you very much.
So these are all areas of investment.
We've had Daniel Pewa here and Marcus Bangura. Thank you very much. This is the Epic Morning Show. Stay with you. We'll have a lot more coming up your way.
This is Willow White alongside Arms and Links. Yeah. Love amongst your brethren, the greatest thing on earth. It's like heaven on earth. Rastafari give birth. Listen.
hate you say.
Oh yeah.
Jealous you say.
That's right.
Disrespect you say.
Oh yeah.
Let we help we say.
Oh yeah.
No condition of permanent.
That's right.
Even for the big one in my parliament. Togetherness.
Oh yeah.
We bring progress.
That's right.
Let we get we country interest. And interest when we say. We all go back up on success. Now, people, do you make we come together forever? We country just go, they go stronger. Selfish that bad that and Congos are not proper. Because we drink and walk off a flava out. Look how we country turn back. We get this, we get that, but still they suffer. People, do you make we come together forever? We country just go, they go stronger. Selfish that bad that and Congos are not proper. Because we drink and walk off a flava out. Look how we country turn back. We get this, we get that, but still they suffer.
That's right.
Easy man's kissing.
Oh yeah.
Corruption.
Oh yeah.
Suppression.
That's right.
Oppression. We want unity.
Oh yeah.
Justice with purity.
That's right.
In our society.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the first edition of Sports Updates Inside This Week with Christian Bami Stevens. Inside Sports Updates today, we see over the weekend, Bow Rangers them defeat Mighty Blackpool by a goal to nil as them win the Leo Rock 2023-24 league season community shield. So basically that is a cutting razor towards the start of the 2023-24 league season itself, and that is a very good one for Bow Rangers itself again. So into another development, still sticking with Bow Rangers, we don't see today they get for unveil John Kista as the new head coach at the Elephant Theatre at the Bow Rangers Club House. That is a very good one for the former Leone Stars manager himself again. And in another development as well, we see Indonesia's defending champions winner PSM Makassar don't sign Vietnam club Ochi. Then striker winner Victor Mansari, the Sierra Leonean international. So that is a very good one for the player himself again. And Eastern Lions November fixtures, it has been released. So interestingly for Eastern Lions supporters, them as soon as they see right now on November fixtures, it has been released rather for the upcoming league season. So it's a good one for Estelle himself again. And moving over to Mighty Blackpool Football Club. So it's like they've gotten the signature of Mustafa Kalon from Eastern Tigers. So clubs are really making signings to improve their squad for the upcoming league season itself again. And internationally, we saw yesterday in the Manchester derby, Manchester City destroyed Manchester United by 3-0. So it was an easy stroll in the park for Guardiola's boys itself again. And Jude Bellingham, after the club scored the winner in the Clasico, it has been revealed that the 20 years old is going to win the Golden Boy Award. And finally, Nick Fury defeated Ngannou by split decision. So interestingly, this was a fight everybody was waiting for, and we see Seusai Nick Fury controversially defeat Francis Ngannou by split decision 95-94. Francis Ngannou win, and Nick Fury 96-93. Fury win the second round, and Fury finally win the last round itself again by 95-94. Interestingly, what a fight that the Cameroonian heavyweight champion will really be put up. So that is a very good one against Tyson Fury, and Fury don't talk say he was given the fight of his life by the Cameroonian heavyweight champion himself again. So that was a very, very interesting bout. But I'm still fixed to this dial. Don't tune it and go anywhere. At exactly 11 a.m. this morning, we'll bring you more on this.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Epic Entertainment Buzz. My name is Audra, and inside we ENT Buzz for this morning internationally. We see Kiss Daniel in song Barnabas done surpass 100 million streams on Spotify. And also, Odumodu in song where a pull na the way title Ezioku when I song we do in the local language in Nigeria, do reach 45 million stream on Spotify. On the side of Davido, a die-hearted fan don't tattoo 30 Big Gina in forehead as a proof of in love for Davido. And the picture and the video of the fan, they all over social media. And lastly, for we international entertainment buzz, we see say Shei Vibes don't flaunt in UK #1 album the contribution with Giam because it be featured on Burna Boy in song I Told Them. So all over social media with him pictures and everything be there around the show off the certificate because in song day number top. And of course, I tell you, say the biggest ever carnival, they come to you on the 16th of December, when at the Epic Carnival, Ultimix Carnival. So try and grab your ticket, put on your dancing shoe, wear your clothes, put on your clothes, and just be ready for party with all the familiar faces and voices at Epic Radio. And after that, we rest for a few days, and on the 23rd of December, we get your birthright for you to celebrate your birthday from October, November, and December. And even you wait birthday day before the months there, so you can come and celebrate with one cake. Blow just pop champagne and get a nice because it's all about the festive season and me and you need for enjoy. That's it for we ENT Buzz this morning. Don't forget for join we at 4 p.m. for Drive Time Show. For more ENT details, my name is Audra.
No matter what the people they feel, we are going on, we all.
Yeah, I know Jackson Jones.
Waiting on the way we know you're here too. Baby, know you're here too. Baby, know you're here too.
Do you want to put a smile on your relative's face? Do you want to settle your business partners who stay abroad? Then, here's a perfect way to send money in and out of Sierra Leone. With BNB, you can now easily send money to Guinea, Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, Canada, and many more with the best rate. BNB is a remittance company that helps you send and receive money anytime and anywhere. Beneficiaries receive the money by cash pickup, bank deposit, or mobile wallet. You can visit any BNB branch nationwide or download the BNB Cash app from App Store or Play Store. For more information, contact our customer service at 072-500-000. With BNB, money transfer is at your doorstep.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness. If you know say you born October, also the one that we born November and December, una don't ready. Because
Outside that ski big month and they celebrate one big beach birthday party. So make it a point of duty. Outside ski big cakes they go there for court, the champagne go there wire, the music go there patter. So if you know say you born October, November and December, now you turn for check money and the biggest beach birthday party. When a perfect arrangement, well organized for the one that we born inside this 3 months. Come witness the sweetness, expect greatness, take picture them and chill with the celebrities. Let we jam body together, enjoy the same birthday. Now the biggest big birthday party for the one that we born October, November and December. Tickets and they out now for sale. West Standard now 100 millions, couple space tickets now 250 millions, VIP table for 6 now 1,500 millions, and VVIP table for 8 now 2,500 millions. Saturday December 23 now something go be right now big affair lonely. Sharp 7 o'clock evening time, everything go don't begin. This Battery Big Party powered by Priority Solution and sponsored by Orange Money, BNB, Media Partners, Epic Radio, and Slick TV.
I hope that our visitors would listen to this song carefully, because it's true. They're trying their best to stop our progress.
All right, good morning and welcome back. This is Epic Morning Show 907 from the studio clock here in Freetown, and this is a conversation we're not going for done about the decision we it will not go done soon about the decision for the government. Back KINGHO instead of Arise, the jury is still out on that, and government don't lay their own argument out. Left with Arise now for come out and also lay their own case out as to whether they think it was fair or not. But let's now go straight to what in the papers are now saying this morning. Standard Times, the report, Minister fumbles defends bad mining deal. 1,889 Becker results withheld. Well, I must say, after our discussion extensively last week around this whole Becker result, in fact, it was delayed. Results was finally released. I think Friday or Saturday, and then you now get over 1,000 results that we then seize. But good morning, James.
Good morning, Jawad, and good morning, listeners. Here on Concord Times newspaper, IT James has never provided consultancy service for LEONE Rock, and VP Jallo hands over nutrition commodities worth $99,000 to Ministry of Health. And Justice Minister KINGHO's agreement is legal and justifiable. These are the headlines on Concord Times.
Okay, so Global Times, the lead with Labour Congress briefs President Bio. VP Julia Jallo reveals problems affecting local councils. Energy Minister addressed National Climate Resilience and Energy Transition Dialogue.
And here on the exclusive newspaper, Samura Kamara, 31 days to go. And APC MPs, APC reviews MPs list. These are the headlines on the exclusive.
And our co-newspaper, the lead with McKinney City Mayor, they say, I am not an APC or SLPP mayor. Minister of Communication and Innovation takes center stage in crucial Sierra-Tel dialogue. APC, SLPP, Northeast Region Council's officials take oath of office. These are some of the lead stories on our code this morning.
And here on Awareness Times newspaper, as Education Ministry releases analysis, Kono and girls lead in 2023 Becker results. And NACTA Briwa guides 5G transition. Women's Forum updates on annual awards night.
On A to Z newspaper this morning, Mines Minister, Government Sierra Leone interest, seek government's interest of Sierra Leoneans. Pepper and Railway Port, government clears KRP to manage and operate. World Bank mission commends ACC for implementation of social safety net project to stakeholders. These are some of the lead stories on A to Z this morning. And I must tell you that the Minister of Communication also don't promise dialogue to Sierra-Tel workers about their I'm sorry about that about their working conditions, because this has been a very, very lingering issue. But let's talk to let's talk to the Minister of Education first about their results and wait and see. We'll also get for ask them about the delay and how much you get for cost picking them really in terms of catching up, especially the find out we'll get a new curriculum. Because I mean, I know a lot of people in frustration, especially parents, is that okay, result don't come on now, and people in the field to say the case around the talk about the delay for stop. But nobody not get for really pay attention to why this happen. And if we not talk about it now, it means say tomorrow it go be NPSC result, it go be WAEC result, and this is something we don't feel we don't address over the last few years. We're saying we did it.
Exactly, and it's important, of course, for talk about because it is only at a point where you know really what was responsible for the delay that you go able for prevent them in future, not for repeat itself. So then they is very much important. And especially at a time where governments they embark on several reforms in the education sector. Recently, you get a curriculum review in which new things have been added to the syllabus. It means say you need that foundational year now senior secondary school when the transition from now to senior secondary school. You need them for really be thorough. And each class counts. Mind you, there is no more SS4. So if you already lose one term na SS1, it means you're only left with 2 terms, and within that 2 terms, you're not able to cover everything, and then you move on to SS3. So it means, say, by the time we reach to us, you're not well prepared.
Yeah.
And it starts from there. And that is the important reason of talking about the delay.
And
now,
I can't understand how we set a system in place for let we make sure, say, you deal with issues like delay, and the minister who been set time in place just don't come on at the office less than 4 months. The first test with the new minister gets, he failed at it woefully. Despite how good the results are, but the issue of the delay, we should talk about it, and we should also know why it delay and deal with that problem.
I mean, the how good the result is to a large extent should be accredited to the teachers and the heads of school, not necessarily waiting for the credit to the ministry. Promptness of delivery in terms of the results. So if that is
on
not
their own
done,
side, they don't fail.
Exactly. If that is not done, then there is no accreditation in terms of passes. That is to the pupils and their teachers.
And I must say, this don't become like a habit now. Every time one for talk to the Minister of Education, they are suddenly not available. We still try to get them though, because we're important for them to get their own side.
Exactly.
As to how all of this they shape up. But perhaps one other thing we can talk about this morning is that APC they look for review the MP list. Now, this is something way important because there are going to be a lot of legal questions around whether they get rights for review the MP list. Because when the process of nomination comes, every political party then submits 2 lists. And their list and they all be numbered. That this person is number 1, na Freetown, this person is number 2, this person is number 3. Take and down, and then you produce an alternate list. And once those lists were submitted to NEC gazette them, and then it was published. So it means stamped, signed, and sealed. And now there is a question, if they don't gazette them already, can you review it and change anybody in name panel if you so wish?
And it's quite interesting, you know, when it comes to political parties and their activities and how they do things. Already, prior to the elections, all political parties them were asked to submit a list, not a random list, a list that is numbered. And you are informed that according to this number within the list, depending on your percentage at the end of the day in the elections, in each of the constituency, then I determine almost member of parliament, then where you get na parliament. And we are going to have it in a way that it goes according to the list. So assuming, say, you get 50%, then let's say from number 1 to number 5, automatically becomes MP. It is as simple as that. In the event that number 1 to number 5, they don't die before the results come, or something else happens that renders it impossible for them to take their seats, then number 6 to number 10 comes in.
And it
cannot be done in the reverse. So,
and every time one person inside the list, let's say, God forbid, number 5, let's say number 5 gets appointment, or he resign, or he lost his job, then the one with the
number 6 automatically,
the one with the number 6 automatically they come.
Exactly.
Now so they go in that particular order day.
And that's the understanding we, I think, the general public and we self get in terms of the proportional representation system and the listing itself, how it works. As to how whether or not APC want for review their MPs list and how done they get for work. It's something that
it's a very tricky one,
exactly,
and we will see how we get for play out. But let's just talk to Melvin Jamansari. Good morning, Melvin. Hello. Okay, we struggle a bit for connecting to Melvin, but let's just try again. Good morning. Just hang in there for we. Let me just clear the line a bit. Line look they scramble a bit. Are you getting us now? Okay. So we struggle for connecting to Melvin, but let's just call him again, and then we will connect with him. Because the reason why this is very tricky, I think there was a proportional representation system we practice in this country at some point, wherein all the parties and they say, okay, look, it's after election, when we know how many seats we get, they will give the names of the one that way they go in a parliament. And at that day, I think maybe the APC might think that, okay, maybe that's the kind of system, and they could have a chance for, say, let review list and pull some person or put somebody. But we go know for what's around that. Good morning, Melvin. Hello.
Good morning.
Okay, we'll get you loud and clear now. Hello, are you okay now?
Yes, very, very clear.
Okay, so around this proposition for make APC review the list according to what the exclusive newspaper is reporting this morning, how do you see it playing out? You feel say this is something even possible?
Well, we have to look at the laws and waiting the law provide the legal regime around the PR and the list system and what can be done or not be done. But above that, Jawad, firstly, I think we need to examine the veracity of this information. We mean say, is it true? And I don't know say exclusive get and sources, but if it's true, it's going to be the start of a long battle within the APC secretariat, and that's of whosoever ever be involved in that of that reported or alleged replacement day. Of course, ECS for come into play because they then certify people, and if you want for discertify person now upon the grounds of replacement, on what grounds? And looking at events and also APC don't come out with boycott, internal party wrangling, then ready for can begin all these fresh fets again. I no one for believe say this is not true.
And one of the things we then get forget a test case with. Now how they get for deal with Mohammed Bangura, Honorable Mohammed Bangura and Alfred Thompson. You will imagine say then go reach to some point where some people would say let them use 77K against them.
Well, until that unfold, we know say the party don't suspend them, and we don't know now the next move. So perhaps this article is only anticipating or wishfully imagining that could be the end game. Well, if that's the end game, we always don't predict say it will not be a smooth landing for the APC for attempts for remove or even replace people like Honorable Mohammed Bangura or Honorable Thompson. APC gets too many bigger fights for contend with in the 6th Parliament. Firstly, the composition of the leadership. Another issue is that of the formidability. Another issue is the remnants or the effects of the boycotts. Another issue will be what government is bringing before them in the House and how they're going to look at it. So we have a lot. Mind you, government, we don't talk about proposed constitutional review. We already have a communique where now the National Peace Agreement, let me not forget, and many people like really ask what's the legal basis for that? Is there no necessity for it to be tabled in Parliament or debated or legislative blessing? So there is too many things on the plate of the APC, and for let them come begin fed themselves, I don't think it will be politically correct.
It won't be politically correct, but as a day now, these are two members where they've been suspended, and depending on how the investigation turns out, there's a possibility that they could be expelled. Now, legally, if they are expelled, it means they don't get party. Waiting will happen to their status as MPs.
Well, that will be the secondary part of the question if they don't get party. If they are going to be expelled, it's a litany of procedure and processes from Parliament, so that's of even that of the courts. Because if you are expelling Honorable Mohammed Bangura and challenges that in the courts, whose constitutional provision at the Salon law, it don't broke. mind you, the APC constitution is not above the national constitution. So if you go say because it deny una say for boycott, where even the boycott in legal basis is arguable, what law it break? So I mean, I'm not a lawyer for the APC, but a lawyer they need to think about this and look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture there is how they should contend to contain a powerful and, in terms of numerical strength, SLPP, not the current legislature. So, yes, you might want for Pulam, but is there any legal basis outside of your party constitution for that? That's what the APC lawyer should be advising and thinking about. If not, there is too many things the SLPP is intending to bring to Parliament. And let me not forget, many people and they expect so much from the APC now that they are returning back after, well, three months plus absence in the House of Lords and other institutions of governance. And
speaking about that, when are they scheduled to be sworn in? Well,
we were expecting a sit-in, but Parliament will issue a public relations presser on the next date for the sit-in. So hopefully we expect the APC MPs to be sworn in the next sitting of Parliament, where supposed to be tomorrow. And, well, we wait for see whether it will hold tomorrow or not. Because last Thursday there was supposed to be a sitting, but that was readjusted. And we suspect now because of the leadership wangi, the APC party time for arrange themselves and adjust. And so if there's going to be a parliamentary sitting tomorrow, we expect the APC to be there. And we expect them to be sworn in. And what's next for their leadership and how things will be panning out. And we all for the pray for watch.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us this morning.
It's always great to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
All right, and I'm Melvin Tijanman, sorry. Quickly, before I go to my callers them, I mean, this Arise and KINGHO seems as if we don't come to a conclusion, but it's not over yet because, of course, advocates for Arise will always say there is more to this story than Usai we did right now. And, of course, there are a lot of people as well we're concerned about. The process is leading up to this decision, really, with government take.
I think it comes back to the instance of allowing just so much information for flow before government come out and really explain waiting at the reality within in front of them, because they are the representatives of the people. I feel the timing in itself with regards to the explanation with the Minister of Mines and that of the Ministry of Justice too, it wasn't quite right, considering the fact that this is not something where people they talk about for over a month, and it seems as though it is only at that point that you feel now pressured. That is when you come out. We're not supposed to be the case. Naturally, you should bring out those informations just even before, for prevent all that kind of informations then for build up. But as it is now, you don't allow that gap there. And so much information don't build up around the KINGHO and Arise issue to the point, say, when government they explain your own side now, you just seem
everybody getting on through
it seemed to a very large extent foolish, because mind you, all of the things now the points they make, because of the time we don't allow for flow. Now things that way people and already build defense to and talk about over and over again.
And make conclusions too.
Yes, so
some of them might be erroneous, but people have made conclusions.
You now coming
anyway.
out to explain this thing. You sound more or less like a broken record. Yeah? Again, it's governments now do contract with KINGHO, now do contract with Arise and all. They are the ones that are privy to the contents of it. And for me, honestly, if the contract, based on waiting the Attorney General say it terminates by itself, considering the fact that A, B, C, and Z conditions were not met, I mean, if Arise felt like they don't meet all their own conditions them on their own path, and it was only left with government now for response, then they should come up and take the matter forward. But if there's silence on that, it only speaks to one aspect. I mean, yes, contracts can be terminated by themselves, considering if A, B, C, and Z are not met, that is just the natural order of things. So if Arise is not rebuting that or contending that, then I don't see where the argument lies, really. Whatever good thing them for don't bring at the table, he's not able to bring something at the table when there is not the table in the first place.
Okay, so the week's still early. Today is Monday. We'll go see how this get for unfold throughout the week. But let's now hear from the public. 79994993. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning, Lawrence.
Lawrence, welcome.
Yeah, in the first place, that minister and Attorney Attorney General, the need for resign the position. One, it is not only ridiculous, that kind of statement for God to say, even the side the what they say, but a whole reputable organization to say they not even get that capacity for run 20 train on the table. It's unfortunate to understand. For still with president and all the other existing cabinet, they go see don't decide that time contract here enough come out from the book and we take whatever they do. It's unfortunate. And mind you, they say the amount of say now be the prerogative of the past minister for make it taking decision. Now that they not be listening to it, now in decision, now in prerogative now, because if you don't say, now this one not for take, now this one not for take. What's the interest between them two farmers there, then two companies there, who knows for say yes, if we don't get a share from the other farmers there. It's unfortunate they don't only put the nation, we always not get nothing for do for the program, but they don't make the interest, you know, they're the shame in the eyes of the world. So if president we don't tell each ministry, besides big changes, 500,000 jobs, each ministry, you within the 5 years, are also amount for try for big employment. They're not for the do that kind of thing. But they don't make even the employment quota loose. You understand? Make each ministry for know how many people they for employ.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. I want to hear from more people as well. Let's keep it 90 seconds. Already way past time almost. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, morning, Joe. How are you?
I'm good. Name also I call you from?
Medbanks from Storage.
Medbanks. Just be audible for we a bit.
Well, you see one thing about Java education. I pray to God, the beginning of the year first, let not continue education in this country by God and Father, God give me the solution. I can't understand, say, one by one of the area sits okay. Of course, the aggregate for end at 42. Then give you about 77. What a shame. Honestly,
77.
Fun, man.
There must be some mistake there.
It's like they're not here. They play anybody. You just go die, setting common and you. What a shame to this country. Then, secondly, we get some sound bad feedback. We use television for listening to news, so sometimes you not get unclear.
All right.
So I'll bring that to notice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know people say let this minister resign. Any minister don't ever resign at this country for save in your reputation. I want it never happen in this country. Whether people all add up and not get money, don't resign.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's hear from more people. And sorry, we are working on that that technical hitch there on TV. But thanks a lot for being with me. Good morning.
Good morning. James from PC.
James, you're welcome.
Bodu Ajawan, law will be matured in talking in the radio. Somebody they say they give picking 77 mistake, not go be. Even the rocket science, where then they do mistake, they be people then they die. But then they correct them. Yeah, you can make one music where they begin that newspaper program, that Caribbean music. Every small thing now, then they pull and like say this country better not they did. But not to the ending they will go campaign. Mistake and mistake. If they go look and they correct her easily, they forget about that. And now this thing between Arise and KINGHO, don't look them properly. Yeah. Even the US, the almighty US, where people then they talk. Not to every contract where the government sign can make them public. They can go anywhere and a court no more can able to look them properly. Now they no more than they give you a preview, but not to all citizens they look up. Let them know how government operates. I not say Arise right or wrong, or KINGHO right or wrong. But if the minister or the government don't see the appropriateness in the actions, law will take up. Now not begin criticize to the dead limit. This is not good for our country. Okay. Yeah, although freedom of speech, but law will understand.
Thank you very much. All right, let's hear more of your thoughts on this very, very contentious issue. And let me go. Good morning. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Jawa.
Bumper, go on.
Yeah, you see the issue of the APC. Let's dive into. You see this PR system now a litmus test for with democracy, because people in the come by sequence of arrival. Now, don't forget, see, the constitution of the political parties and a subset of the 1991 constitution will make provision for them na 34 and 35 and backing by PPRC. So if you involve to any anti-party activity, the party needs to take action against you. And if government they try to incite MPs them against them party, It's not go good for
Well, hello.
democracy. They're waiting
No,
at the
no.
PR
We
system,
we
yes?
all, we must also mention that there is no evidence of government trying for incite MPs against them political parties.
Well, why make people then can look at that other angle? They say because we all know say the political party is an institution of its own, and what any decision where the party for take, the government for recognize that, but not the government for.
We conversation here does not even touch on government about this issue. That's not
No, I
APC
know,
issue
but listen, you're
altogether.
right. Yeah, you're right, because don't forget.
So you
in
make
the issue of
connection in
Mohamed
places
Bangura-
where there is no connection. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, if Mohamed Bangura then they try to seek the legal system, then PPRC go coincide because now then are the umbrella.
Okay.
So then he say because of the right of the political parties, we need to dish them out.
Thank you very
That's
much.
how society operates. Thank you too.
All right, let's hear from more people here. 79994993. Let's go. Let me hear from a few more people. Good morning.
You're
welcome, sir.
Yes. Mistake, 75. Mistake, the past mark one look like na deliberate something. What don't sit they forgot say people will not sit mass, then they get A1. A1. They not sit mass at all. Boku, if this kind of past mark mistake take place in a country which I would don't take education as with priority number one, then kind of mistake and don't begin make. They don't go over 1,000 people. They don't see the result. The one that were in charge of this exam now, they know they talk to people why these results are seized. Because rumor they pass say they get government get for pay. Heavy money. So they hold on to their result until their money can be paid. Why anybody?
No, well, that room or not. I mean, whether government get for pay WAEC or not, but that room or not even get an iota of substance. That if WAEC one for call that government, not to result in the seize for call that government.
Okay, so as I can always say, nothing other left in the darkness. This thing will come out, but definitely what did happen now with education system? It don't bad off past how it been there before.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me see from more people, and let me see how many more calls can we take. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Let's go. 79994993. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Name was I call from?
Usman called from Spolu.
Usman, go on.
Yeah, we WAEC and result. I don't know. I want to know if now WAEC then get the right for these results, then or waiting, because let me say possibly go to academic year for over 3 years in being at school and they do continuous assessment. Don't results in the common when now they can connect was don't WAEC then easily just a season way. They know they release the results, they say they're not satisfied with that possible result. Why they not satisfied with that when the possible go over 3 years continuous assessment where they're not for them? But I look at that, the principals themselves don't go the school curriculum. Because if they go into school curriculum, meaning if they don't see the results, the principal get up to, let me say, up to how many thousand school beginning at the school. But if you get up to 10 school beginning where in believe in, if they see anyone for the school results, and that principal get the right, the one that way in believe when a vibrant student in a school, then they go to WAEC, they won't defend the results, despite whether or not the post they see in results or not. But as long as KINGHO represent that results, WAEC they for release them. But like now, the principals they know they go to all them protocol them day.
Thank you very much. So the issue of resource seizure is a very contentious issue, and that debate today gets for continue. Good morning.
Sulaiman, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we didn't go against the party. I think the party for take law against them. I support you 100% because the PR system then go. Although the law can pen anyhow they want them. But Sierra Leonean, that's a sort of advice. This democracy will they can pay with. You know one Ben. You want free and fair. Anything out before they clear out. So I think say the people that will they give position too. Whether na president or minister or the president they give, then one then they will get forward then keenly what in them been done do before ever they can powerful act for loud they give them work. Like we saw Jordan na Guinea, Mali, Burkina, they one then they can lay foundation for country. An example, I thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me just take one last call here and then we will wrap up. 9:35 here already. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad.
I'm Sak from Central.
Thank you, Mo. That's it. Today, I go to Suleiman. When you left the first one, I pick. Today, I'm all elect me. I me say they elect this morning. Wait about the Kaisai. There is a saying to the point, which goes, they said there is no perfection in humanity. That Mao talk about results. If you get that quotation, you're going to say no more time, not perfect. Doctor will do operation. One case recently. Over almost here, the left just around my belly. I think I bought Kenema.
Now, and I put lock actually.
Okay, good. That's what she say, a mortal man, a human error. It happened. One thing, when they tell people, they say, bad president, no good. This issue of APC, more about go, listen, me brother. Bumpa, we no more Kitawa. See, Bernadette Lai, where be the parliament? It go against SPP, na parliament. SPP will pull them. APC tina bien now. No pull up. So that the same you don't cancel. Let's tell Bompa, APC, when I look for my background, with that guy, then the government, you know, possible for us. Don't get that in mind. Because we don't do up. SPP will succeed. We not tell them, but I deny. You go against party. So that they clear. Then to me, Papa, I'm glad you went to agree today. We say, why not to, I know it's result because of debt. That is not possible. Agree. So, my daddy,
Thank you.
100%. Thank you for that.
All right. Okay, so that's the last call we can put through for this morning. Thank you very much. It's been a very, very busy week. Let's go. Today is Monday, and so we have the rest of the week to come up. Sorry for the calls we couldn't pick, or the messages we couldn't read. Mina Mohammed Jawad. We've been live on Choice FM in the East End of Freetown, live on Sleek TV as well, and of course live on we Facebook page as well. Don't forget, if you missed the program, there's a repeat broadcast coming up tonight as usual. Mina Mohammed Jawad. Goodbye.
In a world where brands, businesses are struggling to capture the attention of customers, we focus on cutting-edge marketing communications that communicate,